Have you ever looked at a high heel and thought, that was designed to kill someone? No, of course you haven't. That would be insane. It's also completely true. Because high heels were not invented for fashion. They were not invented for height. They were invented so that men on horseback could shoot people more accurately. And nobody talks about this, nobody. Today I'm going to teach you the history of high heels. Not in a bad way, in a genius way. The kind of way that makes you look at a pair of stilettos and think, ah yes, a weapon. Because here is a fact that nobody teaches you in school, nobody puts on a greeting card, and nobody brings up at dinner until now. High heels were invented for men, specifically soldiers, on horseback. Let that sentence finish loading. We are going back to approximately the 10th century. Persian cavalry, elite horse-mounted warriors, needed a specific solution to a very specific problem. When you are riding a horse at full speed and you need to fire a bow and arrow, your feet keep slipping out of the stirrups. This is a problem. This is, in fact, a catastrophic problem. Because if your feet slip, you fall off the horse. And if you fall off the horse in battle, you have a bad day. The solution? Raise the back of the boot. Give the heel a lift. This allowed the rider's foot to lock into the stirrup like a hook. Suddenly you are locked in, stable, deadly. A mounted archer who cannot be unseated is, historically speaking, a menace. Persian cavalry used this technique. The concept then spread westward through trade routes, through war, through people seeing Persian riders and thinking, I don't know what those are, but I want a pair. By the 1600s, heeled boots had reached Europe, and European men, powerful men, kings, aristocrats, military commanders, adopted them immediately. Because heels didn't say fashion. Heels said, I ride horses. And riding horses said, I am important. King Louis XIV of France, a man who was by all accounts extremely into being impressive, wore heels that were 5 inches tall. They were often painted red, to show that he was so wealthy he could afford to stain them. Red soles on expensive shoes. Does that sound familiar to you? You are welcome, fashion industry. Now here is where the story pivots. For most of history, heels were made for men only. They were a symbol of power, of military status, of the fact that you, personally, owned a horse and were not to be trifled with. But fashion got completely out of hand. Men put the heels down, women picked them up. The combat boot had completed its metamorphosis, from stirrup grip to strappy sandal. Imagine the Persian cavalryman who pioneered this military innovation, only to realize his tactical breakthrough would one day end up on a rack at a Nordstrom store with a $240 price tag. It's inconceivable. And now the part of the video where I fulfill my sacred duty as your narrator. This information, all of this, is completely, utterly, 100% useless to you in your daily life. You will not use it to get a job. You will not use it to fix anything. You will not use it to be a better person. But the next time you are at a dinner party, a date, a work event, and you see a woman wearing high heels, you will lean over and you will say, did you know high heels were invented as cavalry combat equipment? You will then be the smartest man in the room. You're welcome. Since you learned something new today, like and subscribe. Share this video with someone who isn't as smart as you. And leave a comment below with the most random history fact you know. Let's see who wins.